Welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring a story full of drama and shocking turns. With the famous attorney Diddy taking on the case, it's made headlines worldwide. Actress Shannon Richardson, best known for her role in The Vampire Diaries, is now at the heart of an incredible and jaw-dropping legal showdown. Drew Drechsel, once celebrated as the champion of NBC's American Ninja Warrior, saw his career collapse amid serious legal accusations. In June 2019, a young woman came forward with disturbing allegations, revealing a troubling pattern of illegal sexual conduct involving Drechsel. Prosecutors claimed their relationship began in 2014 and escalated to sexual acts in 2015. The victim stated they met at Drechsel's Connecticut gym, often in secret while his girlfriend was away. The encounters reportedly extended beyond the gym, including public locations in New Jersey, such as restaurant parking lots. Prosecutors also accused Drechsel of engaging in explicit Skype conversations with the victim while she was undressed and possessing pornographic material featuring her. Now facing severe charges, including the production of child pornography and traveling with intent to engage in illegal sexual activity, Drechsel continues to maintain his innocence. However, these allegations have destroyed his once sterling reputation, leaving his future uncertain as legal proceedings continue. Ryan Grantham's story is a chilling fall from grace, transforming from a promising actor to a convicted murderer. The Riverdale star shocked the world when he was sentenced to life in prison for brutally killing his mother, Barbara White, in their Canadian home. At just 21 years old, Grantham shot her in the back of the head and later revealed a far darker plan. He intended to assassinate Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and carry out a school shooting. Authorities stepped in before he could follow through on these violent intentions, averting even greater tragedy. Despite his legal team's plea for mercy, Judge Kathleen Kerr ruled that Grantham must serve at least 14 years before becoming eligible for parole. Even if he is ever released, the darkness of his actions will haunt him forever, serving as a grim reminder of how quickly one can spiral into chaos. In 2017, the nation was shaken by the dramatic downfall of William Hayden, once a star of Sons of Guns. His carefully crafted public image began to unravel in 2014 when horrifying allegations of sexual abuse emerged, casting a dark shadow over his reputation. Accusations of assaulting two young girls in Louisiana marked the start of his inevitable collapse. As the scandal deepened, Hayden's world crumbled. His arrest marked the end of his career, and despite his denials, damning evidence revealed him as a predator hiding in plain sight. The courtroom became a place of reckoning as brave victims stepped forward to expose the extent of his crimes. Their powerful testimonies not only led to his conviction, but highlighted the critical importance of justice for survivors. Hayden was ultimately found guilty on all charges and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While justice was served, the scars he left behind endure, an unsettling reminder of the strength of those who survived his crimes and the unwavering pursuit of accountability. Amy Locane, a rising star of the 1990s, saw her once promising career derailed by tragedy. Now serving time for aggravated manslaughter, she is no longer in the spotlight after a fatal drunk driving crash. On a June night in 2010, after drinking at a BBQ party, Amy got behind the wheel despite being heavily intoxicated. Speeding at 53 Messier Pau in a 35-minute zone, she crashed into Fred Seaman's car as he was pulling into his driveway. While Fred survived, his wife, Helen, was killed on impact. Authorities determined Amy's blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit. Initially sentenced to just 3 years in prison, a decision widely criticized as too lenient, her case was re-examined in 2019, resulting in her sentence being increased to 5 years. After further appeals, her sentence was extended again to 8 years for vehicular manslaughter. Now, with only 1 year remaining before she is eligible for release, Amy awaits a clemency review, hoping for one final chance at freedom. Joe Exotic's rise from a troubled figure to a global sensation took a sharp turn with the release of Netflix's Tiger King in 2020. The series highlighted his eccentric and flamboyant role as the caretaker of big cats at the Greater Wynwood Exotic Animal Park in Oklahoma. However, his fame quickly unraveled after his arrest in September 2018. Law enforcement uncovered that Joe had tried to hire 2 hitmen to kill his longtime rival, Carole Baskin, an animal rights activist who accused him of abusing animals. In December 2017, he unknowingly contacted an undercover FBI agent, offering $110,000 for her assassination. The feud deepened when Carole claimed Joe was responsible for the disappearance of her ex-husband, Don Lewis, alleging he fed him to his tigers. In 2019, Joe Exotic was convicted and sentenced to 22 years in prison for 2 counts of murder for hire and 17 federal charges of animal abuse, including killing 5 tigers and falsifying zoo records. Carole Baskin later expressed frustration that he was never charged in connection with her husband's disappearance. In January 2022, his sentence was reduced by 1 year, bringing it down to 21 years. Despite his incarceration, the strange and chaotic saga of Joe Exotic continues to captivate the public, with no shortage of twists and controversies. Skyler DeLeon, once a child actor with a small role in Power Rangers, took a dark and violent turn as his career dwindled. Instead of continuing in entertainment, he veered into crime, eventually orchestrating one of the most chilling murders in recent memory. In 2004, DeLeon gained infamy for the brutal killing of Thomas and Jackie Hawks, a couple from Prescott, Arizona, who were selling their beloved yacht. Posing as a potential buyer, DeLeon, alongside his wife Jennifer, devised a plan to steal the yacht. The situation turned deadly when they restrained the Hawks, forced them to sign over the boat's ownership, and then heartlessly threw them overboard, leaving them to drown in the open sea. DeLeon evaded justice for years until an accomplice's confession led to his arrest in 2009. Due to the heinous nature of the crime, he was sentenced to death, although California's moratorium on the death penalty has prevented the sentence from being executed. In a twist, DeLeon began hormone therapy in 2009 to transition, now known as Skyler DeLeon. Despite this personal transformation, the horrific legacy of the crime remains, forever marking DeLeon's fall from child actor to infamous murderer. Kalan Walker was a rising star in Hollywood, catching attention for his role in the 2018 film Superfly and appearing alongside A-list actors like Halle Berry and Daniel Craig in the 2017 drama Kings. His career seemed poised for greatness until a shocking scandal brought it all to a halt. In September 2018, 4 models accused Walker of sexual misconduct, claiming he lured them with false promises of career opportunities. Although he initially secured his release by posting a staggering $1 million bail, the case against him grew stronger. By March 2019, more victims came forward with incriminating evidence, leading to his conviction on 9 felony counts. Superior Court Judge Joseph Brandolino sentenced Walker to 50 years in prison and ordered him to register as a sex offender. His fall from grace serves as a harsh reminder that fame and status offer no protection from justice, especially when survivors demand accountability. Success is never without its challenges, and Paul Teutul Sr., the visionary behind Orange County Choppers, has faced his fair share. As a leader in custom motorcycle manufacturing, he built a brand known for its craftsmanship and high-performance design. However, his journey has been far from easy. Legal disputes and financial struggles have constantly tested his resilience. Despite these setbacks, Paul's story is ultimately one of perseverance. He has proven that overcoming adversity is just as important as achieving success. His relentless drive in the competitive motorcycle industry reflects not only his passion for his craft, but also his unwavering determination to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles. Zara Phythian, a martial artist and actress recognized for her role in Doctor Strange, found herself at the center of serious allegations in 2022. She was accused of providing alcohol to a young person and engaging in inappropriate behavior. Along with her husband, Mark, they were both implicated in these actions over a prolonged period, leading to legal consequences. Zara was charged with multiple counts of misconduct, while Mark faced additional charges. In court, it was determined that Mark played a key role in orchestrating the crimes, which influenced Zara's sentencing. While initially facing a longer prison term, Zara was ultimately sentenced to 8 years, and Mark received a 5-year sentence. During her time in prison, Zara has taken on work assignments, including cleaning, with hopes of earning an early release for good behavior. Her case stands as a reminder of the importance of accountability and justice for all involved. Michael Jace, once a name associated with Hollywood success, is now forever tied to a tragic crime. Best known for playing LAPD officer Julian Lowe on FX's The Shield, Jace portrayed a character committed to law and order. However, in 2014, his real-life actions told a much darker story when he fatally shot his wife, April Jace. That night, after April revealed her intention to file for divorce, Jace called 911 himself, confessing to the crime. In a fit of rage, he shot her twice in the legs in front of their young sons. Charged with second-degree murder, Jace stood trial where his own son testified against him. Despite pleading not guilty, he was convicted in 2016 and sentenced to 40 years in prison. His crime shocked fans who had seen him as a morally upright figure on screen, but those close to the couple later revealed a history of domestic violence. Now serving his sentence, Michael Jace serves as a haunting reminder of the devastating effects of domestic abuse and unchecked anger. While his conviction offers some closure to those affected, it underscores the urgent need for intervention and support in abusive relationships before tragedy strikes. Todd and Julie Chrisley gained fame with their reality TV show Chrisley Knows Best, which premiered in 2014, offering fans a glimpse into their seemingly perfect life built on Todd's real estate ventures and business achievements. However, their pristine image collapsed in August 2019 when they were charged with conspiracy, bank fraud, tax evasion, and wire fraud. After a lengthy legal battle, the couple was convicted on all charges in June 2022. Todd was sentenced to 12 years at FPC Pensacola, while Julie received a 7-year sentence at FMC Lexington in Kentucky. In 2023, their fortunes changed when the court reduced their sentences. Todd is now set for release in 2033, while Julie's sentence was shortened, with her release moved to 2028. Despite their legal troubles, the Chrisleys remain in the public eye, with their story serving as a cautionary reminder of the consequences of financial fraud and the heavy cost of maintaining a facade of wealth. Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, has made a name for himself not only in the music industry but also in film, with a memorable role in the 2014 movie Draft Day. However, recent events have taken a dark turn. On September 16, 2024, Diddy was arrested at a New York hotel and now faces serious charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and transporting individuals for prostitution. Diddy has been accused of running a criminal enterprise since 2009, allegedly coercing women into prolonged sexual acts. The indictment claims he used his power, threats, and even drugs to manipulate and control his victims, all while maintaining a public persona that concealed his actions. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges, with his legal team arguing that he is being unfairly targeted. Despite the serious nature of the allegations, Diddy remains steadfast in his innocence as the legal proceedings continue. However, the prosecution has presented concerning evidence, including the discovery of weapons and a large amount of lubricant during searches of his residence, alongside allegations of abuse and coercion. If convicted on all charges, Diddy could face a prison sentence ranging from 15 years to life. He has been denied bail twice and is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center, where he is under special supervision for security reasons. For decades, Bill Cosby was celebrated as one of the most influential figures in entertainment, shaping stand-up comedy, television, literature, and film. His legacy once seemed untouchable, built on years of storytelling that resonated with people from all walks of life. Born in Philadelphia in 1937 and raised in a working-class family, Cosby used humor to connect with others. After serving in the Navy and studying at Temple University, he discovered his true passion in comedy. By the early 1960s, Cosby had become a relatable and captivating comedian, winning audiences over with his reflections on family life and shared human experiences. His ability to blend warmth and wit made him a household name, leading to a career that spanned generations, until it was ultimately overshadowed by controversy. In 1965, Bill Cosby broke racial barriers by becoming the first black actor to lead a primetime television drama, I Spy. His performance earned him 3 consecutive Emmy Awards, paving the way for future generations of black actors in Hollywood. This role solidified his reputation as a trailblazer in the entertainment industry. In the 1970s, Cosby's influence continued to grow with the animated series Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, using humor and storytelling to teach valuable life lessons to children. The show further cemented his status as a positive role model and cultural icon. In 1984, The Cosby Show premiered, transforming how black families were portrayed on television. Centered on the successful and loving Huxtable family, the show resonated with audiences of all backgrounds, becoming one of the most watched programs of the decade. Cosby's portrayal of Dr. Cliff Huxtable earned him the title America's Dad, symbolizing his profound impact on pop culture, an influence that would later be overshadowed by the scandals that emerged. Beneath the image of the ideal family man lay a dark and unsettling truth. Allegations of sexual assault against Bill Cosby date back to the 1960s, but his power and influence allowed him to avoid scrutiny for decades. The first public accusation surfaced in 2005 when Andrea Constand, a Temple University employee, accused him of drugging and assaulting her. Though the case was settled out of court, it opened the door for more survivors to share eerily similar stories. In 2014, comedian Hannibal Buress reignited public outrage with a stand-up routine calling Cosby a hypocrite and urging audiences to reconsider the allegations against him. The clip went viral, sparking renewed attention to the case. In the aftermath, more than 60 women came forward, detailing experiences of being drugged and assaulted by Cosby over several decades. What had once been whispered accusations, buried beneath Hollywood's glamour, became an undeniable reckoning, one that ultimately shattered the legacy of the once celebrated entertainer. Bill Cosby's legal troubles came to a head in 2015 when he was charged with aggravated sexual assault in a case brought by Andrea Constand. His trial became a defining moment in the Me Too movement, spotlighting the need for accountability for powerful men who had long escaped justice. In 2018, Cosby was convicted on 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault and sentenced to 10 years in prison. However, in 2021, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his conviction, citing a prior non-prosecution agreement from an earlier phase of the case. After serving nearly 3 years, Cosby was released. Despite regaining his legal freedom, his once-admired reputation was irreparably damaged. Once celebrated as a moral figure, his legacy now serves as a cautionary tale of unchecked power and the urgent need for accountability. His downfall remains one of the most prominent cases of the Me Too era, underscoring the ongoing fight for justice in sexual misconduct cases. Jared Fogle shot to fame as the face of Subway, captivating millions with his inspiring story of losing 250 pounds by eating their sandwiches. His incredible transformation turned him into a media sensation, landing roles in Sharknado 2 and even a South Park parody. But in 2015, his carefully crafted public image collapsed as shocking truths about him surfaced. The unraveling began when Florida radio host Rochelle Herman courageously exposed Jared's inappropriate behavior. A mother of 2, Herman secretly recorded conversations that revealed disturbing requests. Though the tapes couldn't be used in court, her persistence played a key role in bringing Jared to justice. His downfall deepened when the FBI arrested Russell Taylor, uncovering damning evidence, including files Jared had sent through Taylor's computer. Facing a potential 50-year sentence, Jared struck a plea deal, reducing his time to 15 years. His once promising career ended in disgrace, serving as a harsh reminder of betrayal and the severe consequences of misconduct. Harvey Weinstein, the powerful producer behind iconic films like Pulp Fiction and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, was once a towering figure in Hollywood. But in 2017, his empire came crashing down after the New York Times, and the New Yorker exposed the disturbing truth behind his success. Brave women stepped forward, sharing how Weinstein used his influence to demand sexual favors. Despite his efforts to silence them with intimidation and legal tactics, a wave of courageous testimonies prompted investigations in both New York and Los Angeles. His downfall became a turning point in the Me Too movement, sparking a nationwide reckoning that forever changed the conversation about abuse and accountability in the entertainment industry. Weinstein's first trial started in Manhattan in January 2020, and by February, The once dominant producer was convicted of third-degree rape and first-degree criminal sexual assault, receiving a 23-year prison sentence. But his legal battles were far from over. In a separate trial in Los Angeles, Weinstein was sentenced to another 16 years, leaving him pleading desperately for clemency. His downfall became a pivotal moment in the Me Too movement, shedding light on the pervasive sexual misconduct in Hollywood and triggering scrutiny of other powerful figures in the industry. Zach Avery, the producer behind the film Minamata, found himself at the center of a massive scandal when he was sentenced for wire fraud in October 2021. For years, he played a central role in a Ponzi scheme, luring investors with promises of lucrative film distribution deals with HBO and Netflix. Avery and his associates falsely assured investors that their funds would be used to secure international distribution rights for films. But these deals never existed. The scheme was alarmingly successful, raking in $650 million before it eventually collapsed. Once exposed, Avery faced severe legal consequences. Convicted of defrauding investors of more than $200 million, he was sentenced to prison. U.S. District Judge Mark C. Scarcy also ordered him to repay around $230 million in restitution. This case serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of financial fraud and the harsh penalties that await those who engage in such deceptive schemes. Shannon Richardson, best known for her role in The Vampire Diaries, became the focus of one of the most bizarre criminal cases in recent history. In 2014, the Texas actress shocked the world when she admitted to sending ricin-laced letters to President Barack Obama. The toxic messages, postmarked from Shreveport, Louisiana, in May 2013, were part of a disturbing plot to cause harm. Authorities traced the deadly substance back to castor beans Richardson had recently purchased, along with lye, another key ingredient in ricin production. Initially, she tried to frame her husband, but as investigators closed in, she was forced to take responsibility for her crime. Facing the possibility of life in prison, Richardson agreed to a plea deal, receiving an 18-year sentence and an order to pay $367,000 in restitution. Her shocking downfall sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, serving as a grim reminder that even those in the public eye can conceal dark and dangerous secrets. For years, Allison Mack built an image as a champion of women's empowerment while enjoying a successful acting career. She also led a marketing enterprise that seemed legitimate on the surface. However, in 2018, the FBI uncovered a much darker truth. Mack played a central role in a sex trafficking and forced labor operation within Dios, Dominus Obsequious Sororium, a secretive subgroup of the NXIVM organization. Under the leadership of Keith Raniere, Dos lured women in with false promises, only to brand and coerce them into submission. After her arrest, Mack quickly pled guilty to conspiracy and extortion charges in hopes of a reduced sentence. She cooperated with authorities, providing crucial testimony that helped convict Raniere, who was sentenced to 120 years in prison. Mack's cooperation led to a lighter sentence, but controversy erupted when she was released early in July 2023. Her case has sparked ongoing debate over the justice system's treatment of high-profile offenders. Once a rising star, her shocking downfall serves as a grim reminder of how power and manipulation can lead even the most unlikely figures into criminality. Jen Shah, a star of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, was exposed as a central figure in a large-scale fraud scheme that targeted the elderly and vulnerable. Since 2012, she and her assistant Stuart Smith ran a telemarketing operation that sold fake products and services. Their victims, mostly seniors, were misled into purchasing phony courses and service packages, falsely promised financial success or business growth, only to be left with nothing. For years, Shah's scheme thrived through deceptive marketing tactics, using telephones and media to create the illusion of a legitimate business opportunity. However, in 2021, an FBI investigation uncovered the fraudulent operation, leading to the arrests of Shah and Smith on charges of wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Initially denying any wrongdoing, Shah ultimately pled guilty in 2022 as overwhelming evidence mounted against her. She admitted to participating in wire fraud and was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. Her case stands as a powerful reminder that deception and exploitation have severe consequences, showing that fame and status do not protect one from the law. This video is a stark reminder of how one reckless decision can change everything. From Hollywood stardom to a prison cell, Amy Locane's downfall serves as a powerful cautionary tale about the devastating consequences of drunk driving. Now, as she awaits a clemency review, the question remains, will she be granted a second chance, or will justice run its full course? What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more eye-opening stories.